Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched the first episode of the reunion for the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yeah, season 9 reunion.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
You know I can't count past like 3, so...
Yeah, season 9, yes. Episode 1.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It ends and I say, that was a great first episode. And you're like, yeah, uh-huh.
I think because a lot of it was about stuff that didn't happen on camera.
Yeah.
So much of it was about stuff that didn't happen on camera. Karen excusing herself from the reunion and like all of them talking about that. And yeah, I just don't care what happened in Miami for Mia's birthday.
I mean,
I do care.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but
it was so random. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
And then we're just hearing about it now, but yeah.
Well, for those of you just joining us, thanks for finding us. We appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe. Ask us some questions. Leave a comment on wherever you listen to us, whether it's on our YouTube or on your podcasting service, wherever it is you get your podcast.
Yes.
So, but
all places.
Yeah, again, without having 4 housewives a week, we took down our photos.
I know, the photos are gone.
No Salt Lake, no New York anymore.
I know.
Beverly Hills and Potomac for the time being.
And then Potomac gets replaced by Atlanta. So then we'll still just have 2.
Yeah.
So
I'm going through housewife withdrawals.
I'm actually okay. I mean, we might watch Love Hotel. Is it going to be called Love Hotel?
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
That could be something we do.
Yeah.
No, for sure we're not going to start watching Summer House or any of those shows.
Or Southern Charm or Hospitality or
just whatever the hell they're calling this.
Yes.
But yeah. So back to Potomac.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you think of Karen's? It's funny because I thought that what they originally showed of her first reacting to the verdict was going to be her message to the women.
Oh.
And that's what made it seem like from the trailer. How crazy. They tricked us in the trailer.
What?
I know. And then when it goes to Karen all in white and thank you. So I just want to thank my girl Gizelle.
Yeah.
Holding me down. I appreciate our friendship. It was like, are you getting an award?
Yeah, it sounded that way. And the fact that she brings up Candace for the moment.
Right.
It took me for a minute to be like, oh, Candace, why would she be thinking Candace? I was like, oh, okay, I guess she's friends off camera. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure Candace sent a note saying, I think I was waiting for her to say,
and Wendy.
Like
everyone else was.
Yes. And then when she's one special person, and we're like, oh, and Wendy. And they're Andy Cohen. And Andy's like, what?
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
I mean, that had to be her little way of being thanks for not firing me on the spot the minute this all happened.
Right. Right. I think, yes.
Yeah.
I also showing the footage from the bot
I
cam.
was surprised that they were showing that at all. I like that even though we've all seen it on the internet, I guess they couldn't get clearance for the cop's voice, so they put him in a witness relocation program and
maybe you should have taken a cab.
Yes, you should have taken a cab.
Who calls you the Grande?
So I guess the next thought I have to share is that Wendy, the sense of reason. Everything Wendy said, I don't disagree with one single thing Wendy said this entire episode.
Right.
She butt into things she had no reason butting into, just to give her opinion. She wasn't invited to Miami, but yet clearly she wanted to get that point across. But she was in there inserting herself into how screwed up that is, that Mia didn't, they basically ghosted them.
She's making valid points. And I think when, she was right, I forgot about that scene where Gizelle said to Wendy 5 seasons ago, Karen doesn't like you, or Karen was bad mouthing you. And then when Giselle said, look, I tried to tell you, and it's girl, you hated me, I hated you. Why would I believe shit you said?
Right.
So the one who should have been kept piping up was Gizelle, and the one who was actually making sense and reason was Wendy.
Yeah.
So, and
Gizelle kept saying random thing, the whole is Stacey smart? That
was so
rude.
It was just rude. Is she educated? Is she smart? I'm like, are you?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? What is your heart on for Stacey?
Yeah.
It's what does she do to you?
And the way she delivers it all is it's just some big gotcha. I showed her. It's
the way she
showed her what?
Nothing, because it's bullshit. The way she delivered it was the same way she was I know you're into charity. It's dumb shade, Gizelle.
Yeah.
it's not cute. Like, it's about as cute as your nails. Like,
the nails weren't uncute.
They were not cute.
Apparently they were modern. I think that's what they're trying to say, is that
I mean,
modern look.
Look, like from the neck up, Gizelle always wins. Everyone's like, she ate with this dress. I think she did better last year with the black dress, the Versace.
Yeah.
Not this like 10 seasons ago Stella McCartney. Like,
whoa, did you read that somewhere? Is that actually Stella McCartney?
It was Stella McCartney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it just looked like a really bad Christmas stocking. Just overall, like a Christmas stocking. Hi, here are my tits. And on top of that, like, I mean,
thanks, Santa.
I am looking at all the women. Okay. I am very, very happy that I don't have breasts. Like, I don't know how you women do it. I mean, they were packed into those things.
I feel so bad for Kay. Her boobs look so uncomfortable. Like, she was smashed into that dress.
And even Wendy and Ashley, though, like, were smashed into their dresses.
I don't think they were as smashed. I think, like, Kay looked just really uncomfortable. How is that not painful? And, like, no one could, like, stand up on their own. They had to be, like, pulled up. Like, you know...
How are those? The other thing is, like, and it's not just this reunion. I mean, a lot of cocktail dresses that women wear are like that.
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to function in them? Is that just basically people design these things and then you get put in them and you look great and everything, but are you just expected to not move?
I mean, or really like function? Like, you're just like stand around and pose?
Let's say Wendy bought that dress for like, an anniversary party or something.
Yeah.
She, or their vow renewal, whatever fancy event they're working for. Is she literally intended just to stand there and not move and then like have a, caretaker take her to the bathroom when she has to go?
Seriously, it's like a wedding dress, in a sense. It's like, it's not made for function. It's just like a look. But and I have to say, they all looked good sitting down, which is always a big thing. So people don't like,
Kay's necklace though.
Yeah,
it was just too shiny and like back up on her face.
I feel like overall Kay is too pretty for that dress.
Like, it's one way of looking at it.
He smashed into it, and then the neck thing. And I didn't love the hair with like the little doopity doops right here.
It's a less is more situation.
It was a lot. Yeah. It was like last year when she had like those huge like Versace like chains and stuff.
Oh, I don't remember that. I must have blocked.
It was a lot of gold. It was
kind of like her weird, shoulder pad dress, confessional dress she had.
Yeah. Oh, the high things. And even like Jassi with like everyone was like, let's do architectural, and it was just a lot of dress
and the amount of like bedazzlement and everything. Like, Wendy looked to me like, I told you this when we were watching, like one of those spray paint styrofoam Christmas tree things that you make in elementary school, and you like end up gluing every possible piece of pearl to
it. Like any diorama. She looked like any diorama. Like she was going to take out Mia's eye if she turned too quickly. And it was just like a lot of beating and just like thrown at people.
Yeah, and then everyone else had similar too much beating.
When they're like, oh, you're twinning, I'm like, you're all effing twinning, because you're like, you all went to the same beater or bedazzler or whatever.
Yeah, beatery.
Atelier.
Oh, sure. Atelier. We'll go with that.
It was just like,
it's just a lot.
It was like custom, but not really.
Yeah. So, and then my last thing on Giselle's, like, I mean, a woman of an age being able to pull off, such a, boob forward dress. I mean, it looks great, but I mean, at the same time,
be careful.
Very careful. And then on top of that, I feel like it just wasn't, I don't know.
I don't think it was super flattering. It wasn't flattering to her. Again, she's better than that dress, I feel.
She could have looked better in a different dress. Whereas I think she looked great in this dress, but I think another dress would have been like, wow. Like, this was just like, oh. And also just, it looked like she, like, I don't know. Like, when I see an open chest like that, like, what's the cleavage in a cutout like that, I automatically go to drag queen breastplate.
Right. I don't think that. I think like, I don't know if they were taped down enough or taped in, because like she definitely like she moved and she's like, oh crap, like I can't like really jostle.
Gizelle is the queen of the nip slip.
Is she really?
Doesn't she at least once every season like have a nip slip and they're like, oh whatever?
No, what are you?
I feel like she has.
I don't recall a nip slip. I tell you what, it was literally like that blue Christmas ornament dress with the gloves sewn in.
Oh.
And then I feel like last year's was great, the black Versace. And this one was like neck up, love the hair, just great. But the nails and the dress itself, it just didn't totally work for me.
Yeah.
And also, oh my God, Stacey's wig. I cannot.
I don't know.
Not.
I didn't see anything bad with it. It just looked really plain.
It looked too shiny. It looked too like shake and go.
Oh, I can see your,
Yeah.
I mean, but it could also just be shiny. You know?
And like the hairline was not like Wendy's too much.
Yeah, Wendy's hairline.
It was a harsh line.
Like they didn't sew it down tight enough.
It was just like, it was just not, I don't know.
It was something off about it.
I'm not an expert on wigs either, but I just feel like Stacey could do better. But yeah, like screw Gizelle with that whole like I know she's educated. It's like, and Annie had to like turn and say like, you don't think she's educated? Like, that's so. It's one thing to be shady. It's another thing to like purposely demean another woman.
Right.
And that's what Giselle's doing.
And she's trying to get any dig in, whether
any dig
or not,
whatever lands. It's like spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah. So
it was all like Wendy package. Birthday,
and then is Ashley's divorce final? Yeah.
I love how they're like, and he was like, you seem more relaxed, Wendy. And she's like, yeah, turning 40, and he's like, no. You seem relaxed because this chick next to me wasn't coming for your throat every episode.
Yeah.
Let's just like have a thing a thing. Call a thing a thing. And I love the fact that they were like, that conversation between Wendy and Gizelle, that lunch was 2 hours, and we got like 5 minutes of it. Right. I want the other footage, because I'm sure like when he was like, and then this, and then this.
I'm telling you, they need to do like that Big Brothers footage, reunions and all the stuff. Just like
put it on Peacock.
Yeah, put on
or
Peacock.
Bravo TV. Yeah.
Or put it behind a Patreon. Like, as long as we don't pay Robin Dixon for it, I'll be all right.
No, Robin Dixon. No.
But yeah, I mean, that's my problem, is that the bulk of the episode wasn't about anything that actually happened on the show, other than Wendy and talking about Karen.
Right. The Karen of it all. Well, I like Wendy's point of, why would Stacey lie?
Right.
I believe what she said, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, and the fact that Karen has done that for pretty much every new housewife that's come on.
Right.
Except for Kiarna, apparently.
Yeah. Well, Karen was already like kind of in there already.
Right.
I would want to know, did she do that with Wendy? I wish Andy would have asked that, like when you came to the group, or did she just not like you altogether
because she's too independent? Like, it was that thing that they said,
right?
Like, if you're willing to let Karen like be your tour guide and mother you, then she'll be like all about it,
right?
But if you show any sort of independence,
autonomy,
not needing her, that's when she'll just turn right on you.
I could believe it. I believe
that wholeheartely. Oh, what do you think about Karen being like, when I come back, I'm not going to be Grand Dame, as though she's been playing this character the entire time? Like,
when I come back as Karen, I'm like, who is Karen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Karen's always been highfalutin from like season 1, so I feel like we see like glimpses of Karen, like when she like swears or like talks about sex or is like just like, lets the guard down. But a lot of times there's just like, no, we don't do that, darling.
Maybe that's what she means. And maybe she's not going to try and bring a prop to every confessional. She's not going to try and like have these clever, metaphors. Yeah. Not going to talk about the
pie,
pizza in the freezer or whatever the hell.
It was the pie and the pizza with Robin and like no more offense tagline.
Yeah. Like she's just to be like, maybe it's her way of being like going full board Dorit next season.
Oh, God. She's gonna be smoking a ciggy.
Yeah.
Driving down Wilshire.
Or driving down, I can't think of a street in Potomac area.
So. D Street?
Sure. There's got to be a D Street.
They have, I think, letter streets.
In DC they do.
Right.
LM, all those. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a D Street, though. Like, there must be.
There must be, like A Street. Or...
Yeah, if they go all the way down to M or further, then there must be
I would think so.
Anyway.
What else?
Yeah. What else happened, Jeff? You love this episode so much. Tell me more.
I thought there's a lot of humor. It was, why was Gizelle trying to, again, come after Stacey with, like, I heard that Stacey's doing a cannabis line, and Stacey looked at her like, what the hell are you talking about?
I mean, I kind of...
You believed it?
I kind of believe it, but she's just like, I don't know where you would have heard that, or like, also, it's not necessarily the exact same thing. Like, she's not... She can start her own cannabis line, but is, not targeting the same Happy Eddie people. Like, Happy Eddie seems to have more of like a stoner branding to it. Like,
he made a negative into a positive.
Exactly.
And like and Happy Eddie just sounds like, yeah, I'm getting happy, I'm high.
Right.
It totally makes sense. I can't see Stacey doing a weed line.
I think if Stacey's doing some sort of CBD or cannabis line, it would be more along the lines of like what Tamra does with like Vina, and just make it kind of a higher end sort of, like not lifestyle. Oh, they talked about GNA.
Oh my God. Can Annie's face when he said community outreach.
What is that?
Like, let's just say.
Sorry. Before we get off Stacey, even if Stacey's starting her own thing, whatever. And I think that Wendy was very fine. Like, at least tell me about it first.
Exactly. Which I think if this were to come to pass, she would. But for Gizelle to, like, again, have this, like, I gotcha moment. Like, what are you getting, Gizelle? Yeah. What are you really, like, advancing in this plot? Yeah. Like, it's just so weird. Like, people like Stacey. Like, is that why you're mad?
Maybe.
I feel like Gizelle doesn't like the new girl.
Oh, no, I think that she and Karen probably could, together conspire and make them uncomfortable.
It's a little hazing.
They're playing the...
Giselle didn't like Monique from day one. Day one.
I wish I'd known. I didn't know them. I didn't know them then.
And I enjoy that Monique was like, I don't give a crap.
So, yes, on to the other thing.
That we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. What was it?
We were just talking about it, and I changed this back to the Wendy.
Was it Stacey?
Was it Stacey? Rewind this.
It wasn't Mia. It
must have been Stacey.
Oh, GNA.
Oh, GNA.
First of all, I mean...
We tried going to GNA.
Yes, we did.
Bought something, but all they had at the time we looked the first time was like a hat, or was it... No, it was...
There were socks and a hat.
And I thought it was like wrist sweatbands, like wrists.
I don't even think they had that. It was bleak.
And we would have bought it. We would have bought it just to have some GNA merch.
We said on this podcast, like, they should be wearing that stuff and seen in every episode to promote the brand, and they weren't. And now we know because they couldn't afford to put money into, like, Ashley said it, like, I didn't feel comfortable putting money into it. Then why would you start this thing,
right,
knowing you were going down this path of divorce with Michael, knowing the money wasn't there? Like, it was just like a chance to have a skanky fashion show.
Right.
Sorry.
I think though their other lost opportunity was just on the fandom. They could have they could have got some, mugs from Cafe Press or something and put them on there. Like, for imprint, for certain, and just had some corporate brand merchandise. Maggots, Michael.
Magnets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Just anything. Mugs. Just be like, oh, look, the Housewife fans, they would have bought it.
Totally.
It would have been fine.
Totally. Like, their sayings on it, like, word on the street is that GNA is whatever. They could have avoided, it wouldn't have been like the full thing that they set out to do, but at least they wouldn't have fashion without fashions.
Yeah.
There were no fashions, and now it's like, oh, community outreach. And this is not to, like, talk smack about the cause and the fact that her father died, a brain tumor, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just saying, you started off with one thing, promoting this huge thing, fashion show, GNA, and now it's like wellness,
right,
community outreach. And I love that Mia's like, so it's a nonprofit.
Well, it's also like, at least don't pretend that the other women are dumb enough to just not expect a response, or an explanation, and the fans on top of that.
Right.
Like, go ahead and just own up that, like, exactly what Ashley did. Didn't want to put the money into it. It never really got off the ground, but we're trying to turn it into something a little bit.
Right. We're taking it in this direction.
Which I still don't even understand. Like,
they tried to, like, deride it. Like, oh, that was last season. And
right.
It's like, no, you never had a thing. Just admit you never had a thing and we can move on.
Right. And I'm satisfied that at least everyone said you don't have a thing. And we moved on.
I'll say it from the rooftops.
But yeah, that led to the whole drama about...
they brought Jassi out.
Oh, they brought Jassi out.
And the side chick of it all, which I didn't think that was a huge... I remember that was one episode.
I think Wendy's birthday party really had going on, though.
I like Jassi. Yeah. I enjoy her. But yeah, she was very, like, she wasn't even on the trip.
No.
The big trip.
I mean, I think she got more time based on how much time Rebecca got on New York,
right,
which was the same amount as Jassi got. I feel like Jassi got a lot of time for her contribution to the show.
Right.
I think if Rebecca got one segment, then Jassi should have gotten like half a segment. If we're being,
Well, I feel like if they hadn't, they were literally like, peace out, Jassi. And then Ashley's like, wait.
True.
I have a question about Miami. And I think Jassi's lucky that she got it invited to that. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been stayed out long.
It might be the case as well.
Yeah. But I like her. I think she should come back. I think she's interesting. She seems smart and educated.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Think they're going to get Charisse next season?
We don't need Charisse. No.
I don't know. Some good drama for Karen.
Well, I told you Charisse was like actually sticking up for Karen.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
Because like in the trailer, they talk about like, oh, I heard there was a man in Karen's car who like fled. And like Charisse came out and said, I don't think we should be, she's already low enough. I've talked smack about Karen basically. And I don't think that's fair to like do that to her. So
that's nice.
So yeah. But we don't need Charisse.
Maybe that'll be the storyline, how Charisse and Karen are besties
Come
now.
back together. Yeah.
And it pissed off Gizelle.
Oh, that would really piss off. But like she said, we didn't really get into the Karen video at all, but like the fact that she was like, you know, thank you, Gizelle, for being my friend. And like, Gizelle was actually moved and cried. And I love when Gizelle will not want to focus on her crying. And he's like, no. We're going to focus on you crying. Like, feel an emotion, Gizelle, aside from being snarky.
That's the only emotion she seems to have during a reunion.
It's her strongest one. She comes in like so guns. I understand you have to come in guns a-blazing, but like.
But again, it just seems unjustified. Like the guns are blazing a little too hard for the amount of storyline Gizelle had this season. So.
Exactly.
In every season, it seems.
And also, we all know she would have been second position if Karen had come to that reunion. So
Karen did her a favor.
Exactly. A solid by going to rehab.
So then, yeah, the whole thing with Miami comes up, and this is off season. Off camera, Mia invited just Stacey and Jassi to her birthday soiree or whatever in extravaganza in Miami, and then ghosted on them.
Right.
And I like that Stacey actually had like a legitimate receipt of like, and look, I said I was coming. You clearly didn't respond to me till the next day. And then for the fact that, you know, Mia didn't, like, even while they were being confronted about it on the reunion, Mia was like, no, you know, it's my birthday. And it's like, no, but you didn't even talk to me until today about it. Like, I reached out to you right after it happened, and you still didn't want to talk about it.
I love, she's like, I texted you. It's 2025. It's like, yeah, but I tried calling you and texting you. I love that Stacey was not letting it go.
No.
And that is when Gizelle was like, oh, yeah, go, Stacey. And it's like, shut up, Gizelle. Like,
I mean,
she hates Mia so much.
Yeah, I agree with Mia was just trying to get out of that. You know,
I mean, really... just like admit, like, I didn't care about you, and I just I randomly invited you, and I didn't care that you were there, and
I was doing other stuff. Or even just the other thing she probably didn't want to say was like, I was partying. I was probably drunk as hell, and you know, got carried away. It was like I was there all day. You know,
but also like to do the tears. It's like, honey, like it's really obvious that you're trying to get out of a situation by crying. So I know you might be feeling the feels, but like it looks so like you're trying to distract from picking accountability.
You never know how you're going to behave when you're in a shame spiral, as we're going to find out
with feathers.
But yeah, she's definitely trying to, you know, smooth things over, and they're just not.
I think it only gets worse next episode.
Well, clearly, and I'm also. Quit pulling this I'm done with this, I'm walking out stuff. Mia, you're not going anywhere because you want that paycheck.
Exactly, because you need it, yes.
So,
but as much as I'm like...
I mean, that sounds really bitchy of us to say, like,
oh, yeah,
you need this money, you're you know, beholden to the housewives.
Oh, we need this money.
just don't...
I'll take that check.
Yeah, don't pretend that you're gonna...
I'll take a friend of check.
So, exactly. Didn't TJ's gonna get a friend of check this season?
I can't wait to hear what TJ's bomb is that he drops on Eddie.
Be very nice.
That looks very dramatic.
Hopefully it's actually something and not just, you know, a bunch.
I think it's gonna be something.
See, and again, I think that's going to make me a little irritated that like all the things that are happening on the reunion aren't really about the reunion, or about the season so far. It's just stuff that's happened since.
Yeah.
Which just seems like a little bit of bullshit to me. But you know, we'll see. And this is supposed to be 3 parts.
3 parts. Which we thought like for sure it'll be 2 without Karen, but apparently enough happens.
Yeah, and they did spend a good time talking about Karen today without her, and I thought they did that in a respectful
even more manner. Because they bring up the whole thing about the rumors about a guy being in the car with her.
And then Ashley's barnacles? Bunions.
Barnacles. Not barnacles.
Ashley's an old boat.
I love it. She's like, oh, my bunions. And she's walking out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, sure, it was a fine episode.
I thought it was a good one. It provoked emotion in me. And there was laughter and there was annoyance and there was, you know,
I think the annoyance is at me, though, for sitting there eating cookies and drinking milk.
No, it's more like you taking your time, like, let me stir this milk up.
Hey, it's not easy to make the right amount of chocolate milk, okay?
Apparently.
I'm going to make some more when we're done with this.
Good Lord. How much more milk do you need?
Need another glass. But, yeah, next week's going to be good. And then we have Beverly Hills on Tuesday.
Yes.
I just want...
No, dude, we've been like complaining about like 4 is too many. 2 is the right amount.
I maybe wish they were spaced out better. Like, I just feel like we have like episode and then we like work and then episode and then off we go and we don't get it again until Sunday.
Well, I think, it's going to be a brand new season of Atlanta. We're halfway through Beverly Hills. Mm-hmm. We'll get the Love Hotel, which we can cover. And, I think that's what we do.
All right. We're going to cave on Miami this year. We're going to watch Miami.
I'll see a trailer. Okay.
I like that you're open to it, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really not totally starting from scratch because I did watch the first couple of seasons.
Well, we tried watching it when it was on Peacock when it came back.
We did. And we got halfway through the first episode and we're like, eh.
Yeah. Just wasn't into it.
Because even when it came on its original iteration, I was kind of like, whatever. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't your favorite.
Similar to how I felt about OC or whatever. So
we'll how you changed on that.
I know.
But yeah. Okay, well, I guess we can cover the rest of all this and talk more next time.
Till next time.
Okay.